Yo, so before this video begins, I just wanted to say real quick, the video quality is terrible. I don't know what happened. It looked all laggy and stuff. Um, I can't fix it. Uh, because if you guys see this is what I use for my videos. It's not all that great. So please bear with me. This is just the first video of many in the series. So please, um, stick to the end. It's a good video, trust me. And so yeah. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And today, first of all, I'm using my headset microphone just in case it's a little bit better. Um, and also, if you guys didn't already notice, I actually moved into a new room, so the lighting is terrible. I'm actually using my phone light to give me a little bit better lighting. Um, but yeah, so this new series that I'm creating is naming it Tech Talk for the moment. I don't think I'm ever actually going to call it Tech Talk a lot because it sounds like TikTok, and I don't really like that. But also, there's not another name that I thought of, so I'm just going to wait to rename this in some later episode. And if you guys want to help me out with that, you guys could actually leave some suggestions in the comments, or you guys should follow me. And if you guys have suggestions, message me on Instagram at, I believe it's manual with two L's underscore 191. I'm also on Twitter, but I'm not very active there. But anyway, um, so this video, I wanted this to, as it being an introduction to this little series I'm starting. Um, I want to explain the direction that I'm taking this YouTube channel into, and then also I do want to talk a little bit about my main project that I've talked about in like the last month, um, where that's at right now, and also um, I'll get to a little bit about the state of YouTube for software developers, but more on that in a little bit. So first, I want to start off with um, what is this, right? Tech Talk. Ugh, I hate that name. Um, so this I wanted to start this because there's um there's YouTubers like the Primogen and um I think his name is like Theo. He has his username as Theo T3.gg. Um, those two YouTubers are like really cool, and they do a lot of this. Like they just talk in front of the camera and about stuff about the industry, how it's going right now. And so I wanted to kind of start that, and more specifically, I wanted to start that for backend developers and Python developers, um, maybe even C++ because I'm starting to learn a little bit of that. But basically, yeah, I felt like that style of video is really cool, and so I wanted to try and do that. And also, there's not a lot of stuff for Python developers compared to like JavaScript developers, and so that's also what I wanted to talk about a bit later into the video. So we'll get that into that in a second. Um, but another thing is, okay, so I had said I was going to create and deploy a web application, and it was going to be kind of like Twitter, with some extra stuff added in. I don't know if I actually have talked about that. Just in case I haven't, I'm just not going to mention it right now. If you guys are curious, go watch previous videos. I've talked about the infrastructure that I'm going to be using for that web application. But yeah, so currently I do have a name for it. I don't want to release it yet, but the name's kind of eh. I got it from some AI name generator, and it's kind of whatever. It's AI generated, so it's not all that great. Um, so if you guys have any suggestions for what I should name that app, um, again, it's kind of just like a copy Twitter, but you guys should message me or leave a comment, and maybe I'll pick someone else's title for the app. But Yeah, I actually haven't worked on that yet. I'm about to start the project right after this video. I just haven't started it because of school, and then I have soccer, which has taken up a lot of time. And so, yeah, this is like the first weekend that I've really gotten free, and I'm thinking I'm going to. Well, last game of the season is February 10th, and so after then, I'll be working a lot more on this type of stuff on YouTube videos, hopefully too. Um, All right, but so next up, the current state of YouTube for developers. Now, that's something that I want to talk about because it's something that I feel like I haven't seen anything about this. Um, but it's a problem for me as I'm sort of new to software development and I'm trying to make it as a Python engineer. I don't want to be working with JavaScript. Um, I don't like JavaScript that much, but also JavaScript is, or rather Python is what I've worked with more of most of the time, and so that's what I want to work with. And I realized there's not a lot of Python YouTubers. I have seen like Dennis Ivy does Django, um, and Tech with Tim. He does some Python stuff too, but the problem is they're beginner videos for both of those channels, and it's like, oh, how to get started with Python with this, how to get started with Django with this project. And it's like that's cool and all, but that's not for me. Like I already know all those beginner stuff, and but at the same time, I'm not in that advanced area where I know five different programming languages and I could understand all this low level stuff. And I want to talk about the infrastructure of the Linux kernel or something like that. I don't talk about that complicated stuff. I want to be like more sort of intermediate. Um, eh, or rather, that's why I'm doing this because I do want to um, have sort of a community where people could come through who have already mastered the basics of Python, who have mastered the basics of Django, and so we could talk about like, okay, what's new with Django, right? Um, when's the next version releasing? When the version 5, I believe, when it comes out, because I know it's going to come out in like a year or something. I want to be there to be like, oh, so these are the new features. What do we think about it? Dennis Ivy does a little bit of stuff like that, but not too much. Um, but yeah, that's why I wanted to make these type of videos. Um, and yeah, like no one has really addressed it. It's all just JavaScript everywhere, and of course Rust. There's those people who are like all wet over Rust. um, but I mean, yeah, I wanted to start this series for Python developers, Django developers, and back end developers too. But I won't be going much into other stuff because right now the only things I really know are Django. Um, I know a little bit of Flask, and then I'm going to learn to work with a Postgres database. Um, that's where I'm at. I don't know about you guys. If that interests you guys, please subscribe. I want to be able to build this community for people to talk about more Python related topics. I've done data science too. I could talk about that a little bit, but it's more so web development because there's Python web developers. There's people who want to learn web development with Python because they find it easy. It's their first language, and well, I'm going to be here, tell people, talk about that and stuff. Um, but yeah, I guess that's about it. Um, I'll be creating more Python tutorials soon, and then I'm going to be updating this series. Um, there's a few things I want to talk about, but I'm going to run out very soon. So please, if you guys have questions about like new features or stuff like that, please let me know in like the comments or message me on Instagram or Twitter. Um, I'm completely open to looking into any of these stuff because I want to learn more about Python and Django and all that stuff as well, backend development. Before I go into the real world with that stuff. But yeah. Um, so thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider subscribing if you guys are interested in this type of stuff. Um, but yeah, thank you guys for so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.